What's going on, man? Another episode of Bringing the Business. Hey, this one half, Nick right here, got an interview that's been long overdue. We've been trying to get him for a while, but you know, schedules and all that. He a busy man, so you know, we're trying to just get everything knocked out. So once again, I want to introduce everybody to Mike Torres.
All right, so I'm Mike Torres. I'm from Evergreen Park, and right now I go to the University of St. Francis, and I went to EP High School, and I played. He was my coach for the EP Stallions, so I've known him for a long time, and he's a good guy. That's family to me, and his whole family, we're all cool. So, yep.
So I mean, let's just start from there. So let's go back to EP. So you started at EP. How old were you when you first started playing football?
I think like 6 or 7.
About 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about the same age Nick started. I think Nick started about 6, 7 years old. Yeah. So one thing that you know Brian BC.
Yep.
And me and him and your dad, we did an interview right here in Grinders. Once again, we in Grinders. We just outside turf field, man. We moving up. So hey, we trying to show all the versatility over here, man. But so going back to like EP, and one thing that we were talking about as far as the type of player that you've always been, and we asked your dad where did he feel like that mentality came from. Yeah. So I'm asked you because in our mind we consider you like a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you go at it, and you've always had that mentality. So where do you feel like that mentality come from? I know we asked your dad, he gave an answer, but I want to get your answer.
I think it's just because I have an older brother. He obviously played football. He was competitive, so I think it was just me and him fighting when I was little. Like, I just always wanted to be better than him. So like, I feel like I just always had something to fight for. Like, and I've always been kind of smaller compared to like other people, but I play like I'm big. So like, that's just been my mentality since I was little. Like, I feel like I'm big, so I just go out there and play like I'm a dog, which I am.
So from that, I know. So I coached you. What year was that when I coached you? How old was you when I coached you?
That might have been 2016 or 2017, because we won the Super Bowl 2018, and that was 2 years. 2 years before that, I was on the Widgets.
Right. So learning coming from like when you was playing before us, you was pretty much like playing like running back, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, Coach T was my first coach.
Right.
And at first I think they had me at like nose guard. I wasn't even playing offense or anything. I was just at nose guard. And then like he just kept seeing, I kept getting back there quick, and like, you know, it was like a little super peepee, so they're snapping the ball slow. So I'm intercepting the snap while they're trying to get it to the quarterback. He was like, "We need you on offense." So then I think it was like the second week of practice, they just put me as like we used to run the power I, so they just put me as like the 2-back, and they just gave me like half-back dives, and it just started from there, really, like me loving football and like loving playing with the ball. So.
Right. So, I mean, with that being said, like, the reason why I brought that up is because I feel like you had the mentality of I'm the man, and then coming to us kind of humbled you because you couldn't be the man, really. You know what I'm saying? On our squad, it was like you had to just settle into being a dog in your role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how did that help you to mature as a football player?
I think that was a big like humbling experience, not being able to like carry the ball or score touchdowns like that, but like I just like to win, so it doesn't, by any means, it doesn't matter. Like, I just like to win. And when I was playing left tackle, I was pulling, running with Nick and Frankie to the end zone. So like, as long as they're scoring touchdowns, it don't matter to me. So.
I mean, I think like for us, we seen that growth. Like your dad seen the growth, BC seen the growth, and like a lot of the coaches seen the growth in you just as a player. Even though you was young, we seen the growth as you as a player, because we all looked at it like, man, how you gonna react to not being like that guy? You know what I'm saying? And we kind of questioned it though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We questioned it.
I did too. Like, I know I like to score touchdowns and be the star. So like, it was a little hard at first, but like as long as you winning games, that's where we were winning games. So it don't matter. Like,
for sure,
it don't matter.
So it's let's go back to that year when you all won, because we both won the same year. So what's your experience of actually getting to the chip and winning it? Like, what was that feeling?
That's probably the best feeling I ever had. Like, just winning that Super Bowl. Like, that's probably one of the best feelings you'll ever feel. Like, in any sport, just winning a championship or Super Bowl, that's probably like the best experience you could have, especially doing it with people you grew up with playing, like since you
Right.
were like 6 or 7. But that team, we had some new additions like James. He came from Chicago Bears, and Rolando played with I think like a Catholic team.
Okay.
And then we got Bartos back that year too. So we just had straight dogs on our team. Like
Yeah, that team
we just
was
like
tough.
to like to hit people, score touchdowns. So
Yeah, that team was tough.
it was tough.
And we won it the same year y'all won.
Yeah,
It, you know what I'm saying?
undefeated season.
Yeah.
We lost one game to the Untouchables by 1 point, and then we beat them in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure 7-0 or 14-7, something like. It was like one-score games.
Right. So I mean, that alone, like that season was such a good season because you watched your dad win, and then you had to go out there and play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that made me nervous. Since y'all won, I'm like, bro, we got like, there's no other way. We got like, and it was freezing cold. I remember I had
Yeah, it was cold.
I had like 3 sweaters. I had construction gloves on. I was just ready to hit somebody. Like that's all I was thinking the whole game. Like
Yeah,
I just want to hit somebody.
It was definitely cold out there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, did it rain?
It snowed. I'm pretty sure. It rained. It was like sleet. I guess it was like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
It was crazy out there, man.
I think it was even colder for your game somehow. Like your game was the coldest game, and then ours it started like snowing a little bit. But when you guys played, it was crazy. Because
Yeah.
I was in the box watching it. I was cold myself. So
That was crazy times, man.
Yeah.
But moving on from that though, because you end up winning a chip,
yeah,
then you end up going to EP high school.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if anybody have ever told you this before. And you may have heard this before, but I commend you for the loyalty that you've had with your community and going to that high school, because from what I've seen, I feel like you could have went to any of these schools that they call like the power high schools. You know, like a Brother Rice, like a Marist, Mount Carmel, any of these schools that, you know, they say like these powerhouse high schools. And I feel like you could have went there, but you stayed true to where you from and you went to EP.
Sure.
So explain that. I mean, like let's expound on that, because I know for a fact that you could have went other places.
Okay, so 8th grade, I was getting recruited by we were like the best team in the Metro, so everybody, all the coaches, Mount Carmel, Brother Rice, St. Lawrence, De La Salle, they were all coming to our game. So it was like, they would bring a group of 5 of us, or 6, I think it was like me, Devin, James, Rolando, Zoe, Ty, Liam. They would just like, they'll give us the packets for the school for shadow days to come. And then that's probably like the coolest thing. As you're a little 8th grader, you see all the kids going to like Brother Rice and Marist, Carmel, and you just want to be that too. Like those are like the superstar high schools.
Right.
And you see people going D1 from those schools, so like you want to go there too, obviously. So, but then my brother was also telling me like you can make a name for yourself and go to EP and build your own name. Like you don't have to follow a school.
Right.
So I was like, and it was crazy because like it was all 5. Me, Devin, James, and who else played for that Stallions? Like Connor, Jorge, Nate Johnson. We were all thinking about going to private schools, but then we were just like, let's just stay home. And we tried to get Rolando. He went to Brother Rice, and Ty went to St. Rita. We tried to get them all to come to EP, but everybody goes their different ways. So
Right.
but even our freshman year, we went 9-0. So we thinking like, bro, we beat Richards for the first time in how many years? We beat Shepherd 52-0. So like, we think we shit like.
So it was like
yeah.
kind of etching your own name, you know what I'm saying, instead of like following a program saying like Mike Torres went to Brother Rice.
Yeah.
You like, man, I'm gonna stay home and we gonna do this all together.
Yeah, and that's what we did our first year. So like we're super hype, and then we get moved up to varsity for the playoffs, and then that's like we think we made it to like the 3rd round, I think, and we had Devin as our a freshman QB on varsity. We won 3 games and we lost to Montini, and we know how that went.
Yeah,
It was but that was like Montini's best year probably. They were sending dudes Power 5 and stuff. So.
Right.
But that was just like a good thing for EP. That was a good stepping stone because I don't think any freshman team from EP went 9-0 like that.
No, that was a good year for you.
And we just had hype around us, so it was like, it was just cool.
So let's take a journey through like just the whole high school experience for you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you went to your community hometown team. You know what I'm saying? You actually went there with people that you played with, you know, from when you was a kid. So just the journey through like that freshman year, you know, obviously it was a great year.
Yeah.
And so the sophomore year, how did everything pan
Sophomore
out?
year, that's when I was like, I really started to like fall in love with like the football, like the process, like lifting and stuff. I didn't start lifting until probably like during the summer of sophomore year, like actually like going by myself, not with the team. Like I want to grind, like I want to be good, like I want to get offers, like. So I think we set up it was during COVID. We set up that sophomore year. We set up like a weight room in my garage, and I was just there for like every day. I'll be there for 5 hours, and my parents would be like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you just in there like the whole time?" And I would just record myself lifting, doing DB drills. That's all I was doing like the whole summer, and I gained 35 pounds from that next year going into my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 140, and then I ended up like 175.
So I remember seeing you.
Just from that.
I don't know if you remember this, but I remember seeing you walking down 95th Street. And I was driving.
I think I do remember. You had the black car.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Wrangler
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, is that Mike? Because from the last time I had seen you, right, you looked night and day from you know saying how you looked then. So I had to take a double take like, wait a minute, is that him? You know what I'm saying? And I think I called your dad. I think I called your dad probably maybe 5 or 10 minutes after I saw you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Dave, I just seen your son. He was like, where was he at? I said, on 95th Street. I said, that motherfucker got big as hell, dude. What the fuck is he doing? He said, man, he be out there lifting like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude, so like your dedication, that's why we've always said about you, like the mentality of the player that you've always been has been that dog mentality.
Yeah.
And then it's like for you to take that to another level without somebody even have to tell you to do it. Yeah. Like you can't teach that.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gotta be built inside of you. Like.
Because you know a lot of people you gotta be like, it's like they waiting for an excuse to not be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta go get that.
Yeah,
if you
know,
want it, you gotta go get it.
You got to, because you get kids now be like, well, the weight room wasn't open, or well, they only let us work out here. You know what I'm saying?
Some push-ups in your room.
Man,
do some push-ups, sit-ups. Just get better.
It's that mentality, man, that we've always talked about when it came to you. And that's why, like, we've been trying to get this interview. And by I say we, I know it's just me because, you know, BC
we missing my guy. He also coached me, too. I love him. That's family, too.
Yeah, and now he out of town right now, so I'm like, I'm solo dolo, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. Yeah. So going from the EP experience, you had the high school experience, so we ain't gonna skip.
Junior and senior. So sophomore year, I think I had like one of the best sophomore years in EP history. Like on varsity, I had like over 100 tackles. I had like 10 PBUs. I had like 5 forced fumbles. So that year, we didn't like EP. I mean, they don't take it as serious as like Brother Raz Karma, like counting stats and stuff. But like I did it myself on Huddle. I had like probably the most tackles in one season, like of all time at EP, as a sophomore, and I was playing strong safety. So I was like, that's when I knew. I'm like, bro, I could go D1 from like EP. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm about to go D1. Like, the last person that went D1, I think, was Jaquette, and like, I think that was like 2012. Like, and he went to Indiana State and he played with the Chiefs for a little bit, but that's it, I think. And then the receiver I played with, Matt Walsh, he walked on that South Dakota, so that's D1. So. But he's a real good player too. So seeing that was like, yeah, I could go D1 too. Like. People have done it before. Like, you just gotta be great.
So even though, like you said, EP don't record those stats, we gonna say the most tackles by a strong safety, or probably by in defensive ever for EP football player. So we gonna put it on record. You know what I'm saying? Even though EP ain't gonna keep those stats, we gonna put it on record. Sure. One of the most. In as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Playing varsity.
Yeah. I think I was 14. I might have been 14 too. I was young for my grade.
Right,
I'm a year behind everybody else basically. Like, I'm still 18 right now as a sophomore in college, and that's what juniors and seniors are in high school. Like, so I've always just been like underage, I guess, but like it hasn't really made a difference.
It don't matter. It's the mentality. It don't even matter. So sophomore year, most tackles in EP history.
Yep.
Like I said, we on record. So then we go to junior year. What's
so up? Junior year, then that's when like my recruiting started picking up. Like I see coaches following me back on Twitter and stuff. Like I'm getting graphics and stuff. So I'm thinking that's like, I'm thinking I'm about to get an offer right here. Like, I think it was like Coastal Carolina, North Dakota, Illinois State, like all those like FBS schools, they're all like texting me and DMing me. So I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it
So,
just felt good like in that moment. Like,
so how you putting film on Twitter? Like, is it just you, or how you just going on
yeah,
Huddle
so,
doing it? Or?
So EP, I wanna lie, we didn't. Our coaches are like, they didn't really post us. Like, you have to do everything yourself. Like, you see a Carmel, Brother Rice, Maris, they got recruiting pages for their players, retweeting their stuff. We never had that, so I emailed, I think, 200 coaches every day. I would make sure, I would go to the website, copy and paste all the coaches' email and tag them in the have everybody linked in the email, and I would send my huddle out every day, like 200 emails. So like, somebody's gonna respond. If you send that many out, somebody has to respond to.
Right.
Like, so and then people started responding to me. I'm like, they're like, we like what we see. And I think they watched my sophomore year film.
Okay.
They're like, we like what we see as a sophomore. They're gonna follow up my junior, senior year. Like, they're telling me that. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta lock in now. Like,
Okay.
and then COVID happened.
Right.
So that ruined everything. I feel like, especially for me, I feel like my recruitment was getting hot, and then like it just died out because everybody's focused on everybody was transferring, the transfer portal.
Right.
All the seniors, like the classes ahead of me, they were getting most of the offers since we didn't have a season. So we didn't get to play till the next spring of my junior year. And by that time, I'm like, I'm ready to play. That's when I gained even like, I was just getting muscle, like just getting big and ready for my junior season. So like, that was just crazy. Like,
So because of COVID, your whole junior season was...
yeah, we didn't even...
Nothing.
No, so I can't send... Every other state is sending out their film to coaches, getting offers. I'm depressed right now. Like, I'm seeing all these kids get offers that I know I'm better than in other states, like the schools I want to go to, and I can't send no film out but my sophomore year film. Which it was good, but it wasn't the best I could be.
Right.
But like, it's just like crazy how that works. And then when the spring comes, we barely could practice. We had masks on top of our helmets with face coverings for our helmets, practicing inside the EP dome. So it's like, it just wasn't like a fun time. And then we finally get to play. I think we only get 6 games to play that year too. So
Okay.
I don't even get a full season.
Year?
Yeah, I don't even get a full season. And I think every game, I had more than 10 tackles and like more than 100 rushing yards. I had a touchdown every game too. And so I think I finished with like 7 or 8 touchdowns. And I got close to like 100 tackles. I might have had like 70 or 80 tackles that year. And then yeah, in those 6 games. So like,
Right.
it was crazy too. I was receiving touchdowns. I think every time I touched the ball, I'd get like 12 yards too. Like, I was just going crazy that year. And like, just in those 6 games. And then I ended up winning the MVP for our team. So it was like, it was pretty cool. I won offensive and defensive MVP.
And that's the junior season, right?
And that's my junior season.
Okay, so the junior season was cut short because of COVID.
Yeah.
You only played, what, 6 games?
6 games.
6 games. So then you go to your senior year.
Yeah.
So your senior year is full season.
Yeah.
Everything goes.
That's right, yeah. And that's like, it goes right into it. I think, what time did we end spring ball? It might have been, I don't even know, but we got into like our training for the senior season like a month after that. So like, it's my senior season. Like, we just played football and now we're about to go straight back into it. And I think I was doing boom that year too.
Okay.
So I was traveling to Florida, South Carolina. I think that really like set a difference too. Like, my mentality, like I could play with like Malik Elzy, Tyler Morris, Cardinal. I'm playing against them, with them. I feel like I'm the same. Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter. Like, just because they got offers and stuff, I feel like I was the same. Like, I'm playing with them. Like,
I mean, that's the thing about Boom. So yeah, we could bring up Boom because how long were you playing with Boom?
Since my freshman year. So I played for about 3 years.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
So my son plays for Boom. He been playing since he was, I want to say,
6th grade, younger than
12. I want to say it was 12 when he first started.
Yeah, he did start around there.
Yeah,
I was 14 when I started. So.
Yeah, so he was 12 when he first started. And I think one thing I say about Boom is Boom helps develop. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying like, I can't say how much of you will get recruited through Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't, but I would say that Boom does help develop, because you can't help but develop if you're playing that sport all year round.
Yeah.
And then you're getting coaches from like J.R. NFL, you getting coaches who play
Professional,
play professional, college ball. So you can't help but to get that experience as a player from playing with Boom. So how do you feel like Boom helped once you got back into tackle with EP?
I think it did help a lot, especially for like your ball skills and stuff. Like I played offense too, but I didn't play offense for Boom that much. I played like a little bit of slot, but I was mostly like nickel and safety. But it just helped your hands so much. Like our practices, everybody's doing all the positions. If you play offense, you're still doing defensive drills for Boom too.
Right.
So it helps you with your whole game. And then like just the mentality of being a dog. Like I don't think you ever seen no soft Boom team. Like everybody's hype, everybody wants to win. Like
Right.
Like everybody, it's just a winning mentality over there. So then I bring that over to EP. I want to win too. Like every game, I don't care. Every practice, I want to be the best. Like that's how I take it. Like so, I think that did help me. Like it just made me more of a dog. Like that's how I see it.
Right.
And then I'm going against 4 or 5 stars too, and I'm doing the same thing I'm doing to people at EP. So it's like it doesn't matter who I go against. They're obviously way better than what I'm going against. But I'm not getting mossed or nothing. Like I'm still locking people up,
everything, yeah.
So that's when I really thought I could, like, I'm going, like, D1, like, I'm doing it to the 4 and 5 star players.
So senior year come.
Yeah.
How did your senior year go?
My senior year went pretty good. So I think we went 6-4, 7-4, and I think I had about 600 rushing yards and only like 100 carries, something like I had crazy game stats, so I think one game I had like 12 rushing attempts for like 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like if I got the ball on offense, I was getting like yards and touchdowns. So I think I might have 6 or 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
Because they wanted me to focus. I was middle linebacker that year too, which is crazy, because we didn't have no linebacker, so I had to come down from safety and play middle linebacker, which I didn't mind doing, but like it's not my main position that I'm going to college for. So like it's not helping me in recruitment that much.
Right.
Like, it's hurting me if anything. Like I'm just in the box, they're not doing no backpedaling, no interceptions.
Right.
But like it was just crazy playing middle linebacker. Like to me, I'm like, dang, like I know I could tackle well and stuff, but I'm like, dang, I want to play safety. Like I want to make plays and put it on Twitter. Like
So what was their reasoning for doing that? From taking you from safety to middle.
We had nobody else that was gonna fill a hole like me. So we had Asael, he plays safety, so they just switched him to like where I play basically, and then just put me in the middle. Me and James played middle linebacker that year.
Okay.
But we did good. Like we both had probably around 80, 90 tackles. Like we were going crazy that year too. And forced fumbles, and then there was a coverage where they would drop me back to safety, and both times I got an interception. So I was like, bro, just keep me here. That's what like I just got 2 picks in the like 2 times. Like what?
But I mean, with that, I think I'm gonna say this. I think going back to that year you played with us, where you had to play that role, do you think that helped you? That maturity of doing that then?
Yeah, that did. Yeah, that did help me for sure. Cause like, I just went back to that time thinking like, dang, I can't do what I actually want to do. So like, I just got to be humble and like play my role. And, like, if it's making the team better, like. I wouldn't say it would. I don't even know if it was making the team better, because like our safety, we're getting burned. Something like I feel like I would have had 20. Like if I played, I would have had 20 interceptions. Like I would have locked everybody up. Like anybody in our conference. That's what I would have thought. Like if I played,
that's what you're supposed to think.
That's what would have happened. I think too.
Yeah.
I had 2 picks against Richards. I had one, and another team. Like they threw the ball and I was back there to make the play. So like I think it would have made a big difference, just me being at safety.
So that's what 7-4.
Yeah, we lost. So we lost to Sycamore our first round of the playoffs.
Okay.
And we played. That's crazy. We played my sophomore year. We lost to them in I think it was either the first or second round of the playoffs too as well. And they're like a really Sycamore. I don't know if you know them, but they're legit. Like everybody in their O line, like it's mostly their line. Like you just don't see that in high school. Like everybody, like Catholic League, you see that.
Yeah,
but like
you see it
for me, I never seen no line that's all above 6 foot, 300 pounds. Like.
That's
Loyola.
dogs. That's
like,
Loyola.
Yeah.
Loyola, they line is like last year when they played them. I think when they sophomore team, that line was huge.
Yeah, their freshmen, they're all huge.
Yeah,
like
huge.
The whole Catholic League line, that's probably the best line you'll see like in the country. Like I'm saying, like they send people Big 10, Power 5. Like those are big linemen. Right
huge.
there. And that's why I always dreamed like just playing with like linemen like that. Like. We had Aiden McDermott, Nate Johnson, like they were dogs too, but they were just like undersized for like to play college like line, but they were still dogs, like, so I appreciate them a lot.
So you said 7-4
Yeah.
playoffs.
We lost first round of the
First
playoffs,
round.
and that was, bro. The game was. I don't know. Were you at that game or no?
I don't think I was.
That game we started off. We scored first. It was 7-0. So it's like we're thinking like, oh yeah, we about to dog. Like it's a 7-0 that quick. So it was like I think we went for it. It was a 4th and 10. No, it was actually longer. It was like 4th and 15, and coach was like, just go for it. We're like on our 40-yard line, and they call. But Dejan was my quarterback at that time too,
Yeah, yeah.
because our quarterback Devin, he stepped down from the team our first week. So like that was even a big. I forgot to bring that up. That was probably like the most devastating thing. Like I played with this man since 8th grade. He just left like that. Like
Yeah, I heard.
and that's just how quick like anything could change in life. Like
Yeah.
bro, this is my dog, my best friend. Like and he just left the team. Like
I
well,
heard
it's
about
obviously
that.
for his personal reason,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I can't like blame him for that. But like it was just like it sucks for our team. Like he was a freshman leading us to the 3rd round of the playoffs, and now our senior year we don't have our quarterback that we thought we were gonna have. So
Yeah.
that changed the
I
whole
heard that.
season too.
I heard that story. I
That
mean,
was
we
crazy.
ain't got to say it, talk about it, because
Yeah.
I mean, I let him tell his own
Yeah,
story.
you
but
could tell.
but yeah, I heard about it, and I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up
Yeah,
for him to lead like that. But I mean, like you said, he left for his own personal
Yeah.
reason. And the crazy thing is, I support that.
yeah,
For the reason that he decided to leave, I support it because, if you in your head you that caliber of player, then you stay as a man. You stand on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So his only way of standing on it was like, man, I got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So-
saying? So I mean, hey, shout out to Devin, man.
Yeah.
But, hey, I don't blame him.
yeah.
So you did the senior year 1st round playoff.
then,
You ended up going to, as far as college, you ended up going where now?
St. Francis,
St. Francis.
NAIA.
So walk me through that, because I mean, I seen
You want me to go through the recruiting process for that? Like so senior year, I'm thinking my senior year, like before the football season started, I was talking like to North Dakota, like St. Thomas, some Pioneer League schools like Colgate, St. Thomas. They just went D1, and like just like some small D1 schools. But North Dakota State was like the big one. Like they win natties every year. Like
Right.
Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, like they all went there. Christian Watson. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta go here. Like their coaches FaceTime me every day. Like he FaceTiming me and my dad, my family. Like so I'm thinking like they're gonna throw me the offer. So it was before my senior season. I went on a visit there, and it was just like it was crazy. Like this is what I want to be. Like I see everybody wants to win here. They got crazy facilities and everything. Like so it was just like that moment. I'm thinking I'm gonna go here, but then like. It was like the official offers started coming out, and I never received one. So like, I'm like, bro, I was just like heartbroken from that. Like, I'm like,
Right.
bro, I don't even want to play football. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna go here, and I'm on the coach, and he's the head coach at Northwestern right now, which is crazy, cause Fitzgerald,
Yeah,
all this
Fitz.
stuff.
Yeah.
So Coach Braun, that's the dude that was talking to me every day. Like, now he's the head coach at Northwestern, which is crazy. Like, I had a connection with this dude, and then like it just goes away like quick. Like, if you
Right.
ain't get that offer, you're just done. Like they're not gonna talk to you no more. So that's when I realized this is a business for
Oh,
real.
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
like, cause they teach you stuff like that. Like the Catholic schools, like everybody already knows that. But I went to EP, nobody really talked like about recruiting like that. So
Right.
and my coaches never really brought it to us like in depth. So
Right.
I was just like I was heartbroken.
So North Dakota was heavy on you
Yeah,
until
like-
they dropped off.
Yeah.
So then what happened after that?
Then after that, that's what I'm thinking. Like, should I go JUCO? Cause I know I could go D1. Like, I played it. Like, I know who I am. Like, I know I could play D1 at any school I go to. Like, so I'm thinking like, should I walk on somewhere or like go JUCO? So then I started visiting schools. I visited North Central. Well, that's a D3. They send people to the league like professional too. So I'm like, I wouldn't mind going to North Central. So I had a visit there, and it was pretty good. They offered me. But it was like, it's D3, so you still have to pay money. So right now I'm
Right.
thinking about like, I don't want my parents, they did so much for me. I don't want my parents to pay for no college. Like
Right.
they don't deserve to pay for that. Like I deserve, but like I'm thinking I'm gonna get the full ride D1. So I'm like, nah, wherever I go, it needs to be free. So then I took a visit to Iowa Central, the JUCO,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'd be like a top 5 JUCO in the country. So they wanted me to play running back there. So I was there as a running back for my recruiting visit. And it was just like, it's 20 running backs in the room. I'm like, I don't like that, bro.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I know I'm a competitor. Like, I just gotta be realistic. Like, do you think I'm gonna come in as a freshman and play over 20 people
Right.
that are like Division I bounce backs and stuff? So I'm like, it was cool and stuff. Like, they made the visit all cool. Like, I got up in the gear, the pads. We had good food, and I know people that went, like Jeremiah Powell. He went to Brother Rice too. He's up there, and Sean Kennard, he went there too. So it was like, I'm thinking like maybe I should come here and just play, like, see if I could go like get offers out of here. And then my dad was like, you should explore some NAIA options because they get full rides, but like you're basically getting full rides. Like, it depends like how good you are, but as an NAIA you can still get full rides. So he was like, start hitting up all the schools like in our area and stuff, like in the Midwest. So I just started doing that. Then I just immediately I got a response. They probably like, ooh yeah, let's hop on, let's get this. He's a good player. Like, do you see my film? So then St. X, they offered me full ride. I'm like, I don't want to go to no St. Like, that's right by my house.
Yeah, right down the street.
I'm thinking like I still want to have a good college experience and stuff. Like, so I think that was like out the window. Like, I just didn't want to go to St. Xavier. And then this school in Iowa, William Penn, it was a real cool visit and stuff. They like, it felt like I was at Michigan. Like, they had blue and yellow colors, so like it was just like like when I walked in, they had my name on like a jumbotron and everything, and like the locker room, they had my uniform set up with my name, number 4. So I'm like, dang, I'm about to come here. Like, they take this stuff like the recruiting serious and stuff. And it was a photo shoot. It was a whole bunch of recruits. It was some dudes from Richards there too. So I'm like, bro, we could team up and come here. Like, he played running back at Richards, so he was a dog too. So I'm like, we should team up, like come here. And then that school offered me. It was like a partial scholarship, but it was mostly everything off. So then we're exploring it's like getting like, I'm in wrestling season right now while all this is going on. Yeah. And then wrestling is crazy too. I'm like a top 7 wrestler in the state at the time. I'm like 20-0. So I'm like focused on wrestling and my recruitment. I'm doing this all by myself. Like, my coaches weren't helping me at the time. Like, nobody was helping me that much. So I was doing it all on my own. And then wrestling came. I ended up going to state for wrestling. I finished, I think my record was like 38-6 or something. So I finished like the 9th wrestler in the state. And I was like, that was a pretty cool experience too. Like, going down to state, I'm like, bro, I could go D1 for wrestling too. Like, it was, I think North Central, their wrestling coach gave me an offer to play football and wrestle. So I was thinking about that. But wrestling in college, that's a totally different thing. Like, you got to cut like 30 pounds of weight, like from your natural body weight. So I'm like,
that's crazy. Yeah, I want to do no shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. No, I don't want to be like skinny and smart. Like, I want to play football.
And then like, how would you do that from playing football and wrestling?
So that's what I was thinking. Like, I would be 145 during wrestling, then I have to hurry up and get back up to like 180. And then that's not good for your body, obviously. But like, they both won the natty, I think. They're wrestling and football. So at the time, I'm like, dang, like, this is cool. Like, they just visit the White House with Joe Biden. Like, that's sick. Like, so that's a good school. So I was just like, but I just didn't want to wrestle. So then my coaches, Coach Verde and Coach Fundukian, they went to University of St. Francis as well. So then I was like, Coach, I need somewhere to play. Like, I want to play, like I need I want to start getting scholarships and stuff coming in. So then me and James was all-state, all-area MVP. He was conference player of the year our senior year, and he still wasn't getting no offers. So I'm like this is not right. Like, we like the best in the area, and we see other kids from the other schools getting offers, and we not get, like, Eisenhower sending kids D1. We destroyed them. Shepherd sending kids D1. We lost to them our senior year, but we destroyed them like the rest of like our freshman, sophomore. Like, we see the like other schools going D1. There's kids from Argo going D1. We're like, what's happening? Like, so then we got to sit down with our coach, and he said he put us in a recruiting system for college coaches. He's like, he put us as D1 caliber players, like, and he just sent out like emails to everybody. So then, like, James, I think he started getting interest from like EIU and Indiana State. But they never like gave him an offer. So then we're like, bro, we need official scholarships. Like, it's about to be the end of our senior year, and we still don't, like, we're not signed nowhere. That's what I think that was like devastated me too, because the first signing day, like, that's when all the D1 kids sign, like, you're signing, and I'm just like, I have nowhere to go, like. So I'm like heartbroken at that time. I'm like, dang, bro, like, you see your dreams falling. Like you're
Right.
not, you think you're a failure basically. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, but I know I'm good obviously, so I'm not whatever I go, I'm gonna be good. But like, I was just thinking at that time, like it's crazy how like it's a business. Like I'm one of the best players in the area, and I'm not getting no interest. Like.
And that's why initially when we first started talking about this is about the loyalty of being at that school, because had you been at a Marist, you know what I'm saying, had you been at a Brother Rice or something like that, or Mount Carmel, you know for a fact with the numbers you putting up,
People are they're gonna come see you.
You already know. You know what I'm saying? Like those schools get seen, you know what I'm saying, publicly by so many people, you know, nationally, whatever. So that's why I said I commend you for that loyalty and being at your school, because you could have went anywhere.
Oh yeah, I forgot to even bring it. So during my sophomore year, I was getting recruited by other schools to come play. Like I would have coaches like the recruiting people from Marist, Brother Rice, Carmel. They were like I think St. Lawrence was like the big, like they got a new head coach because Coach Blackman used to be the head coach, and then a new guy came in. And he was like, one of my best friends goes to St. Lawrence, so he was like calling me like every day, like you need to come here, like. And they had like St. Lawrence started getting like new gear and stuff, so he started like sending me like graphics and stuff. I'm like, I'm getting recruited, but like I'm thinking that's cool too as a sophomore. Like
for sure.
Brother Rice sending me Adidas graphics and stuff, like with my name.
Sure.
I'm like, this is crazy. Like, so that's when I was thinking, like I was trying to tell my dad, like, can we like like I was thinking about transferring, obviously, because I see these kids going D1 as they're getting D1 offers as freshmen and sophomore. I'm like, this is where I need to go, and it just never happened. Like it just never happened. Like it never fell through. So. And it was also an option of me leaving to Texas since COVID. They were gonna play a season. He was gonna move me down there with one of his buddies that lives in Prosper, Texas, and we were like serious about this. Like we had this all set up, and then my mom, she just didn't want me to leave. So I'm like, I can't just leave my mom like that for like a whole year. I was like, it was just crazy. And that's one of the best schools in Texas, like Prosper, like all the schools down there are like legit, but like they have the NFL stadium type stuff. Like I'm like.